Hey curious people, welcome back to the Curiosity Kingdom. Today we'll be continuing with our Every Element in the Periodic Table series, in which we discuss every element in the periodic table. And moving in the order of increasing periodic number, today we are going to discuss about carbon. So you are going to learn a lot about carbon, like its isotopes, its electronic configuration, its uses, its compounds, and a lot. So you are going to learn a lot. As usual, I am Athar Dubey, and let's begin. So let's start with the basics. Basically, carbon is a chemical element with the symbol C. Its atomic number is 6 with an atomic mass of 12.011 AMU. At standard temperature and pressure, carbon is a solid, abundant, tetravalent nonmetal with a hexagonal if you consider graphite and cubic if you take diamond crystal structure. Now, in this, I also tell you about the physical appearance, but like you know that it appears in various different forms in normal temperature and pressure. Therefore, it's tough. But for two very common, if you take graphite, then it's dark and in appearance, and if you take diamond, then it's clear. Now, after the basics, let's see where is carbon in the periodic table. In the periodic table, its atomic number is 6, its group number is 14, and its group name is the carbon group. Its period is 2, its block is P, and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So now let's discuss carbon in the numbers. Carbon has a symbol C, its atomic number is 6, and its atomic mass is 12.011 AMU. Its atomic radius is 7.2 pm, pm is picometer. Electronegativity in the Pauling scale is 2.55. Its melting point is 3500 degrees Celsius and the boiling point is 4827 degrees Celsius. Its density at standard temperature and pressure is 2.62 gram per centimeter cube, and the speed of sound when it passes through a thin rod of diamond is 18,350 meter per second at 20 degrees Celsius. So now let us discuss the history and terminology of carbon. Carbon was discovered in prehistory and was known in the form of soot and charcoal to the earliest human civilization. Diamonds were known probably as early as 2500 BCE in China, while carbon in the form as we know it today was first discovered around the Roman times. Anthony Lavoisier listed carbon as an element in his 1789 textbook. Naturalists Giuseppe Averani and medic Cipriano Taglioni of Florence were the first to discover that diamond could be destroyed by heating. In 1694, they focused sunlight to a diamond using a large magnifying glass, and the gem eventually disappeared. Then, in 1796, the English chemist Simpson Tennant finally proved that diamond was just a form of carbon. The English name carbon comes from the Latin word carbo, which is for coal and charcoal. So now let us discuss the occurrence of carbon. Carbon occurs in free state as well as in combined state. In free state, it is found as coal, diamond and graphite. Carbon is found in the sun and other stars formed from the debris of previous supernovas. It is built up by nuclear fusion in bigger stars. Carbon is present in the atmosphere of many planets, usually in the form of carbon dioxide. Graphite is found naturally in many places. Diamond is found in form of microscopic crystals in some meteoroids. Natural diamonds are found in mineral kimberlite, sources of which are in Russia, Botswana and Democratic Republic of Congo and anywhere else in the world. Carbon is the 15th most abundant element in the Earth's crust and the 4th most abundant element in the universe by mass. Now here's a fun fact for you. Carbon is called the king of elements because of its high importance and utility. And now you have watched this video till here, so most probably you're enjoying it and learning something new. So do consider subscribing to Curiosity Kingdom as we upload once a week and subscription is totally free. So please do subscribe and also hit the bell icon so you get the notification whenever we upload. Thank you. So now let us discuss some of the uses of carbon. Carbon is unique among the elements in its ability to form strongly bonded chains sealed off by hydrogen atom. These hydrocarbons extracted naturally as fossil fuels, coal, oil and natural gas are mostly used as fuels. Impure carbon in the form of charcoal from woods and coke from coal is used in metal smelting. It is particularly important in the iron and steel industries. Now what is smelting? Smelting is a process of extractive metallurgy to produce a metal from its ore. Smelting uses heat and a chemical reducing agent to decompose the ore, driving off the other elements as gases or slag and leaving just the metal behind. The reducing agent or the chemical reducing agent is mostly charcoal or coke. Activated charcoal is used for purification and filtration. Graphite is used in pencils, to make brushes in electric motor and in furnace linings. Carbon fiber is finding many uses as a very strong yet lightweight material. It is currently used in tennis rackets, skis, fishing rod, rockets, and airplanes. Industrial diamonds are used for cutting rocks and drilling. Diamond films are used to protect surfaces such as razor blades. So now let's discuss some of the interesting compounds of carbon. At first we have silver cyanide, which is AgCN, which is used in silver painting. Then we have phosgene, which is COCl2, which is a valued industrial building block, especially for the production of urethanes and polycarbonate plastic. Then we have europium cyanide, which is CEUN. EU is the short form for europium, and whose atomic number is 63, which are every element in the periodic table series will reach in half a decade. Then we have bromochlorofluoromethane, which is CHBrCIF. Then we have nitriurea, which is a very highly explosive compound. And then we have sugar or sucrose, which is C12H22O11. In addition to them, there are thousands of other compounds which we know, like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, hydrocarbon, carbonates, and a lot more. So I'm not including them in this list, though I mentioned them right now. And now we come to the last segment of this video, the isotopes. Carbon has 15 isotopes, but only 2 of those isotopes, that is carbon 12 and carbon 13, are stable and are naturally occurring. Carbon 14 is also naturally occurring but is not stable. There are 13 radioisotopes. The longest life is that of carbon 14 with a half-life of 5,730 years. The most stable artificial radioisotopes is carbon 11, which has a half-life of 20.364 minutes. All other radioisotopes have half-life under 20 seconds. Carbon 8 has a half-life of 2 × 10 to the power minus 21 seconds, making it one of the shortest lived isotopes of carbon. Carbon has known isotopes for carbon 8 to carbon 22. And by this we come to the end of this video. Hope you learned something new. If yes, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. New to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to it. You can follow us on various social media handles. Don't forget to visit our website. And if you like our work, you can support us on our Patreon. And we have got a new channel which posts small short videos, so don't forget to follow us there. Until the next time, keep learning, keep asking, and stay curious. Nitrogen is coming up next.